In 1812, a Swiss traveler walked into the desert disguised as an Arab sheikh. His name was Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. He had heard rumors, whispers of a lost city hidden inside a mountain. Locals warned him. The place was cursed, guarded by spirits, forbidden. But Burckhardt had a plan. He pretended to make a religious pilgrimage. He convinced a guide to take him through a narrow canyon called the Sheikh. For nearly a mile, the canyon squeezed tighter. The sky became a thin line above. Then, the canyon opened, and Burckhardt froze. A 150-foot temple carved directly into a sheer cliff of rose-red stone. Not built, carved, columns, statues, perfect symmetry, like something from Greece or Rome. But this was the middle of a barren desert in Jordan, a place with almost no water, no rivers, no trees, no life. So the question that stunned Burckhardt still stuns us today. How did a nomadic desert tribe build a Greek-style metropolis in a place where cities should not exist? This is Petra, the city that shouldn't exist.
No maps showed this place. No empire recorded it. For centuries, the world walked past this canyon, never knowing a city was hiding inside the mountain. Burckhardt stood there in silence, not speaking, not moving, just staring at something that should not be possible.
This structure is called Al-Khazni, the treasury. But here's the first mystery. It wasn't built. It was unbuilt. Imagine a solid mountain. Now imagine removing everything that is not a temple. That is what the Nabataeans did. They carved from the top down, because if they started from the bottom, falling debris would destroy their own work. This means they had one chance, one mistake, and months of work would collapse. No corrections, no second attempts. Every column, every statue, every detail had to be planned in advance, on paper, in the mind, in geometry. And look at the style. Greek columns, Hellenistic statues, perfect proportions. The Nabataeans were not Greek, they were desert traders. So how did they master architecture that rivals Parthenon in precision? Because Petra was not just a city, it was a statement, a message to every traveler who entered. We are not desert nomads. We are powerful, and the treasury is just the beginning. There are over 600 carved structures in Petra, tombs, temples, houses, an amphitheater carved from rock that seats 8,000 people, all chiseled from living stone. No cranes, no steel, no modern tools, just iron chisels, ropes, human precision. This was not random carving. This was industrial-scale rock sculpture, which leads to the next, bigger mystery.
Stand close to the wall. You can still see chisel marks, tiny lines, repeated thousands of times. This was not decoration. This was patience turned into stone. And imagine the fear, hanging from ropes, hundreds of feet above ground. One slip, and the worker disappears into the canyon forever.
Petra receives about 4 inches of rain per year. 4. You cannot support a village with that, let alone a city of 30,000 people, yet Petra was lush. Green gardens, fountains, pools of water. Travelers wrote about it like a desert paradise. So where did the water come from? The answer begins with a problem. Flash floods. When it rained, water exploded through the canyons like a tsunami. Most civilizations would run from this. The Nabataeans captured it. They built dams at canyon entrances. They carved channels into rock walls. They laid ceramic pipes underground. They created hidden reservoirs inside mountains. A citywide plumbing network. 2,000 years ago. This was not survival. This was hydraulic engineering genius. They slowed the floodwater, filtered it, stored it. Every drop was trapped before it escaped into the desert. And because the system was underground, enemies could not poison it, or see it, or destroy it. Petra's greatest structure was invisible, its water system. Without it, Petra would be impossible. With it, Petra became an oasis, which explains how people lived here, but not why they became rich. For that, we look to trade.
They studied the desert like scientists. They understood rainfall patterns, rock erosion, water pressure. They did not fight nature. They redirected it. In a land where water meant life, they became masters of life itself.
Petra sat at the perfect crossroads of the ancient world, between Arabia, Egypt, Syria, Rome. Every caravan carrying rare goods had to pass nearby, and the Nabataeans controlled the routes, especially two items more valuable than gold: frankincense and myrrh. These were not perfumes. They were essential for religion, used in temples from Jerusalem to Rome, burned in rituals, used in burials, offered to gods. Without them, worship stopped. So the Nabataeans did something brilliant. They did not produce these goods. They controlled the middle. They taxed every caravan, protected them from bandits, guided them through the desert. For a fee, a large fee, Petra became the Las Vegas of the ancient trade world, a mandatory stop, a toll booth between continents. For a time, Petra was wealthier than Rome. That wealth funded the carving, the water systems, the monuments. Petra was not built by farmers. It was built by middlemen who understood logistics better than empires. But monopolies never last. And this is where the story turns.
Caravans stretched for miles. Camels loaded with spices, silks, incense, and every single one of them stopped here. Petra was not on the trade route. Petra was the trade route.
Welcome, friend. Fresh dates from the oasis.
How much for this woven rug? It is beautiful.
Petra did not fall in battle. It faded. In 106 AD, the Roman Empire annexed the Nabataean kingdom. Trade routes began to change. Sea routes replaced desert caravans. Ships became cheaper than camels. Petra's advantage disappeared. Then, in 363 AD, a massive earthquake struck. Buildings collapsed. Water systems shattered. The city that mastered nature was broken by it. People left. Not all at once. Slowly, quietly, until Petra became a ghost city carved in stone, hidden by sand, forgotten by maps, for nearly 1,000 years, until one disguised traveler walked through a canyon in 1812, and the world remembered.
The ground shook for minutes. Carved ceilings cracked. Water channels collapsed. Reservoirs filled with debris. The very system that made Petra possible was now broken beyond repair. And without water, Petra was just rock again.
Here's the most unbelievable fact of all. Only about 15% of Petra has been excavated. 85% is still buried. Under sand, under rock, under time. What else is hidden? More temples? More water systems? Royal palaces? We don't know, because Petra is not a ruin. It is a mystery still in progress, a city still being discovered, a reminder that ancient humans were not primitive. They were brilliant, precise, visionary. Petra should not exist, but it does, and it whispers a warning across 2,000 years. Even the most advanced cities can fall, not with explosions, but with irrelevance.
Archaeologists still find new chambers every year, new tombs, new tunnels, new carvings. Each discovery raises a bigger question. How much did we miss? How much is still waiting? In silence.
If you want to see what might still be buried beneath Petra's sands, what the other 85% could reveal, hit like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more lost history the world forgot.
Because Petra is not finished telling its story. We have only seen the surface. The mountain is still hiding its secrets, and we are only just beginning to listen.
Unlocking Secrets of the Past. This is QSTP for you.